Basketball sets its sights on the postseason as a couple of teams head down the stretch with a rare opportunity to win the regular season crown. Welcome to Sportswire. I'm Will Catterley. Well, come playoff time, it's often more about how well you play than who you play when it comes to advancing. But the latter is also a big deal. That's why taking the number one seed in Conference 11 hoops is such a high commodity. And down the stretch, two teams who have not held the hardware up high in quite some time would battle it out for the chance of exactly that, a conference championship. Mills Godwin has had some terrific teams in the past, as have Hermitage. But Henrico and, back in the old days of the Colonial District, John Marshall were almost always the top dogs. But in a frenzied week of makeup games, Hermitage and Godwin would square off with everything on the line, with neither team winning the regular season championship in over a decade. But before the two would match up, both had business to take care of. Night before the Hermitage-Godwin game, it is the Panthers taking on Midlothian. Midlothian playing Hermitage well, actually, this one. Ramon Williams, boy, he's really come on strong this season, and he goes strong to the rack for two there. You saw the earlier three ball. This is all first quarter action. Ramon Williams, this time going to dish it off. Wide open. And this is what makes the Panthers dangerous. They got a lot of players that can score the basketball. Number 3, Keyshawn Tab. Putting tabs on that one. And then Tab can take it to the hole as well. Very athletic. They can shoot from outside. They can drive to the basket. And when they're playing great defense, they're even tougher to stop. Midlothian, though, nailing the 3-ball corner pocket. That is good from long range. Hermitage would respond. Number 5 again, Ramon Williams, count it. And one. He goes to the line to complete the three-point play. Still just a 5-point game, 20-15 after the first quarter. Second quarter action, more Hermitage. They also get out in transition. Defensive transition, hard to stop. So is Tim Coward, who puts in 2 here. Defensive transition again, hard to stop. Rocky Person for 3. He nails that one down. Nasir Hines Ketchup putting that one in for 3. Then, again, defensive transition. Here's Rocky Person. Taking it to the rack. He scores 2. A lot of weapons on this Hermitage team. They started the season off pretty slow, and then ever since they lost a game to Godwin earlier in the year, they've won 11 straight. Could they make it 12 in the next one? Well, they missed the out-of-bounds play there. Did the ref, but it's going to work for 3 again as Keyshawn Tab is tackled. No harm, no foul, I guess, and then finishing off Midlothian from the corner again. This time, it's Haj Wilson Lamb. 62-50. Hermitage gets the W. Meanwhile, just down the road, senior night at Glen Allen High School, the Godwin Eagles. If they want to be conference championship bound, they would have to take on Glen Allen on the road on senior night. And that adds extra fuel to the fire, doesn't it? Number 3 getting it going early, William Dietrich. From deep, but Godwin has some great shooters, including this guy. Number 10, Dylan Thomas. You'll hear more from Thomas throughout the show, really. Glen Allen trying to respond. The inside-out game. Look at that. Dipsy-do splitting the defenders. Nicely done by Lorenz Boykin. Glen Allen hanging right with Godwin. Still second quarter highlights, this is. The 3-ball from the corner. That is good. And Glen Allen, the Jaguars, Gabriel Richardson, the junior forward, connects. Godwin in transition, though. They come right back. Finding number 15, Bradley Thomason. 11-8 would be the score. Now we're in to the second quarter. Godwin going to answer from 3. Guess who? Dylan Thomas again. And Dylan Thomas making it rain. And then when he can shoot outside, you missed the stuff there. He's like, my bad, my fault, but capture it inside as well and dominate. Timothy Fisher. But again, the long ball, Godwin got it going in this frame. Hakeem Gaines making big-time gains with that trifecta. Gaines back out to Carson Wiley, who's got a Wiley streak of shooting in him as well. He can connect from long range. Godwin in firm control. More Eagles. The near steal. Close but no cigar, and Godwin scores it. Kyle Pendleton down low. Eagles still not finished. Look at the ball movement. Just great passing. Thomas finds a streaking Scott McDonough to the rack. Eagles look like a well-oiled machine, up 33-15 after 3. We go to the fourth. Cutting to the hoop again. These set plays working wonders for Carson Wiley and company. Godwin, dominant. The pass, the kick, the shot, perfection. 56-33, Godwin the victor. Which leads us to this for basically the top spot in Conference 11, Dylan Thomas. And Godwin taking out Ramon Williams. And what a job Coach Price has done. Rob Rice has done in his second year at the helm for Hermitage. Early on, Hermitage had a fast start. That would pay dividends. Ramon Williams. And then from outside, stroking the three ball, it's Kashawn Tabb. Godwin trying to get back in it. This will help. Number 11, Carson Wiley. Hermitage had a 7-0 lead. They scored the first 7 points of the game. Godwin getting back into it there. But great ball movement by the Panthers. Rocky Person from long range, count it. Hermitage in control, 12-5 after 1. Second quarter, Godwin now trying to dig into this lead, cut it down a little bit. That'll help. The three ball from the corner is good. Bradley Thomason, the guard, says yes, sir. Godwin would have their shots answered, however. It seemed anytime Hermitage needed a bucket. This time, no different. Kashawn Tabb. Then inside, they find a cutting Nasir Hines for 2. And then here's that transition defense we saw earlier. And count it, and the basket. Tim Coward and company on fire. Hermitage closes the quarter out and the half in style. 22-10, a 12-point lead. Godwin, though, third quarter, they're not going away. They beat Hermitage by quite a bit in their first matchup, and the layup right there would lead to this later. Great ball movement again, and the beneficiary is Dylan Thomas. He says, let's go, here we go. Godwin would cut the lead as low as 4 thanks to this money ball again, good. Thomas is feeling it. Uh-oh, here come the Godwin Eagles. But Hermitage had answers, and it came from beyond the arc as well. The three ball by Rocky Person. He only had 3 points in the first half. Went for double digits in the second. Person. Pull-up J is good. Money. 33-22, still an 11-point lead. Panthers haven't won the conference or the old Colonial District since 2004. Trying to change it on this night. Kashawn Tabb says, ring me up for another 3. Godwin not finished, though. Down double digits, not anymore. Dylan Thomas. Just a heat check for him. He hits from long range. And then, number 11, getting it done. Carson Wiley. Godwin again would cut it to 4. But in the final minutes, the trap doesn't work. This does. The thunderous dunk by Ramon Williams. And Hermitage gets the victory. 50-44 your final. Well, we hit the track when we come back conference style. It's the best of the best in Conference 11 as individual athletes look to clinch regionals and teams stake their claim to the top of the meet. Plus, we headed to Highland Springs in Verina for signing day last show, but we have plenty more where that came from. Straight ahead.
Don't always have time to watch Sportswire on your TV? No problem. Episodes are available anytime on the web at watchsportswire.com. And it works just as well on your phone. Watch Sportswire anytime, anywhere at watchsportswire.com.
Welcome back to Sportswire. To the Arthur Ashe Center we go. Conference 11 track and field, indoor track and field meet. Plenty of teams involved in this one. We go with the 4x800, and did you win? Yeah, we won. Glen Allen has a great girls and guys 4x800 team, and the Glen Allen girls take first place. How about the guys? And they're off. Around the corner they go. And Glen Allen, down the stretch they come. Yeah, I said they have great teams. A 4x8 for Glen Allen. It's a sweep, guys and girls. And they get the job done. Let's go 55-meter hurdles. Keep your eye on the center lanes. Savannah Watkins of J.R. Tucker just wins by 0.2 of a second, beating her competition from Douglas Freeman. What a race. A win for the Tucker Tigers. It would be a great meet for Tuckers. They would win it overall for the ladies. Meanwhile, keep your eye on the center again. Chauncey Chewing Henrico. They win the guys' 55-meter hurdles as well. Well, remove the hurdles and you go with the 55-meter and you go with the girls. You just got to stick with Skylar Sykes of Hermitage. Look at her just burn. And diving into the wall we go. Good thing that thing's got padding because nothing's going to stop Skylar Sykes. She gets a victory for Hermitage, girls 55. Guys 55, keep your eye on the far lane for Douglas Freeman. Jakari Williams, he's a winner, taking first place for the Freeman Rebels. So, yeah, a lot of teams part of this meet. And, boy, what a finish for a lot of these races. The best of the best. Girls, 1,600-meter race. Lily Snow and Caroline Roebelin. Down the last lap they go. It's Snow. It's Roebelin. It's Snow. It's Roebelin. And get out of the way. Lily Snow pulls it out for Deep Run. They get the win in the girls' 1,600. Glen Allen coming up in second place. How about the guys' 1,600-meter race? And they are off. Well, Glen Allen finished in second for the girls, but this guy right here, Austin Story, is just booking it down the lane. And Story takes the 1,600 for the guys as Glen Allen notches one more victory for them. Interesting story here. This is sophomore Britton Wilson. Did you know? Last year as a freshman, she was a national champion in outdoor track. This year, really bringing the fire in indoor track. This is the 500-meter dash, and Wilson is not even going to be close to being caught up with. Britton Wilson has been dominating this event, and she does it again for Mills Godwin, getting the win. She was named one of the runners of the event, and she's looking forward to a great season.
I learned that a lot of my hard work is what's paying off, and that if I keep practicing hard at practice, it'll be easier at the meet. Last year I had a lot of great accomplishments. This year I definitely want to try to get some more bigger meets and well-known meets to run against bigger and better people to try to help my times. So hopefully I'll be able to do that more often during outdoor so I can try to get faster times against the big girls.
Let's go up tempo. It's been a record-breaking year for the Tucker Tigers ladies basketball team. For the first time in school history, the Tigers completed a perfect season, going 20-0 after a regular season finale win over John Marshall. It's also the first undefeated record for any sport ever at the school. They will take the #1 seed and will have a first-round bye in the playoffs. And while the action on the hardwood continues to heat up, several area wrestlers battled it out for top honors over the weekend conference meet. 5 wrestlers from Lee Davis took the top spots and won the contest, but Godwin and Freeman each had individual titles as well. Godwin's Carson Tinsley won at weight class 120, while teammate Justin Spencer took the 285 championship. Freeman's Brett Reed won by pin at weight class 126, and Ernie Campbell got the decision to bring home the hardware at 195. Godwin and Freeman finished second and third place as a team, respectively. And you just saw plenty of runners making their marks and winning plenty of races at Arthur Ashe. And several others were equally dominant in the field events. Tucker's Rose Wyant took the top spot in the pole vault, while teammate Gabrielle Holliday won the shot put. Rebecca Green was first in the triple jump for Mills Godwin. And on the guys' side, Mason Henry of Glen Allen took the long jump title, and Hermitage Panther Xavier Ivey won at shot put. Now to the college ranks, where former Godwin Eagle Dorothy Riley is making waves at George Mason. Riley won in the 200-yard butterfly in a meet against Army and Boston University. She also finished second in the 100-yard variety. And finally, so many student athletes signed their national letters of intent to continue their sports career at the next level. While Highland Springs had a massive signing day class, others were highly involved as well, including Freeman, Hermitage, Godwin, and Deep Run. And away we go. We start with Douglas Freeman. Packed house for 5 football signings. That's right, 5. 3 going to the same school. Trey Laughlin, quarterback. Sam Murphy and Andrew Ryan, all seen here, going to Washington and Lee. Old Dominion is a stopping ground for Jack Miller. And Nick Ackes heading to Norfolk State.
It's a great mix of the social aspect, the academic aspect, and also the athletic aspect. And the coaches are incredible.
Man, I can't drop all my laundry off at my house. But my mom, she said she missed me too much, so I think she's been making a couple trips up or down to Norfolk.
Might even help to get some of that laundry done, too. Congratulations to all 5 at Douglas Freeman High School. Well, we move on now to Hermitage, where Coach Kane, since the beginning of his tenure, has now had over 100 athletes sign national letters of intent, including Jordan Hall, Randolph Macon. That's where he's going. The running back had a tremendous career at Hermitage, as did quarterback Woody Winborn. He casts his lot with Virginia Union. Now 3 players, including Kari Edmondson, Christian Velasquez, and Nasir Hines, all 3 going to a school called Shaw University. It is based out of Raleigh, North Carolina. The 3 of them are happy to be reunited.
The coaching staff, they've been with me since, I believe it was December, and that's when they first offered me. And when I went on my visit, I really got a good feel for the campus, the coaches. It was just genuine. I feel like I could make that place my home. And they told me I could come in and start all 4 years as a true freshman.
Me and my teammates I attended Shaw, thought it would be a good fit for us. It's just remembering that I'm doing this for one person and one person only, for my mother.
Let's go to Godwin. They had a huge signing day, and it wasn't just football. Really just one football player signing on the dotted line for National Letter of Intent. A lot of girls soccer, 4 you see there, 3 there, 11 signees in all in various sports. Let's start with Chase Muir, seen here. University of New Orleans, that's where he signs on a baseball scholarship. Basketball, you've seen his highlights over and over again. Well, Roanoke College going to be happy to have coach's son, Dylan Thomas, as he casts his lot with Roanoke. Some others you may remember from the gridiron. Wesley Duggar had a 7-touchdown performance against Atlee High School earlier this year. Well, he's going to Davidson College, and right next to him, Chris Riviero for boys lacrosse. He'll be attending Hollins College. Now 4 girls who said all soccer. Lindsay Gutzman, VCU, Morgan Hall, Old Dominion, Paige Franks, University of Tennessee. She's joining her sister, by the way. All of them, and Caroline Cipolla at Virginia Tech, all casting their lots with girls soccer. State championship last year, paying off with national letters of intent. How about guys soccer? You see him right there, Holden Fisher. He's going to Longwood. Yes, in swimming as well. Godwin, very diverse in the sports world. Bridget Bartley signs with Washington and Lee. And last but definitely not least, Emily Whitty signs with Roanoke for cross country and track. She's a star at both. Most of the time when you do cross country, you also do track as well. And then it was time for pictures and even some flowers and some bouquets. We hit the mats when we come back as some of the best gymnasts from across the county look for near perfect scores. Plus, it's another East End classic on the hardwood as Verina and Highland Springs provide plenty of highlights in just another edition of this rivalry. Highlights are coming up.
This can't be happening.
This can't be happening. Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me.
Feed the pig. Welcome back to Sportswire. Signing day at Deep Run. 8 total athletes signed on the dotted line. Various sports as well, with a packed house filling up the auditorium. Let's get with it. Zach Washburn, center back for guys soccer. He'll be moving on. He's going to Christopher Newport. Lauren Heffron heck of a field hockey player. She's had a great career at Deep Run. She'll continue it at Roanoke College. Roanoke cleaning up over in the West End. Brittany Dinneman, last of a bunch of Dinnemans. Girls volleyball, terrific career, University of Mary Washington. Mara Entz, she'll sign with Christopher Newport for track and field. Again, another diverse group of athletes here at Deep Run. 2 going to Randolph-Macon. 1 Taylor Drucker, 1 McKenna Mayer, both for girls soccer. There were 4 overall girls soccer, including this young lady right here, Lauren Ness. She's going to Syracuse University. And last but not least, Morgan Epperson will sign to play girls soccer at George Washington University.
They actually reached out to me first through a tournament, and after that I got to go up there, realize how cold it was, but I loved it. I loved the girls, I loved the coaches, I even liked the weather, but it was great.
This means a lot to me because I've worked my whole life for this, starting soccer at a really young age and just sticking with it, and all the hard work is proving to be worth it.
How they play a lot like me. They're a lot of the guys that Steve Shaw brings in, the coach. Steve Shaw's coach there, and they bring in a lot of big, strong, fast guys, and that's always how I wanted to play, and now I get the chance to do it at the college level. So.
Well, from Deep Run to Highland Springs, Kenneth Sutherland and company for Verina taking on the big guy, Mekhi Becton in Highland Springs. East End rivalry renewed. Conference 12 accolades on the line here, taking on the likes of Elsie Bird, Prince George at the conference tournament to come. First quarter, right on cue, Kenneth Sunderland for 2. Verina looking good. Then from way outside, nailing the trifecta, Zion Ross. That was good, but this quarter was dominated by Highland Springs. Number 5, Jordan Crump nails that one. Then, looking inside, Crump. The bank is open. He knocks that one in. Highland Springs would have a 16-8 lead after 1 quarter play, doubling up Verina. Blue Devils looking to get right back into the swing of things, however. Up and in, nice reverse layup by Tyrese Jenkins. Back comes Highland Springs, the big fella, Mekhi Becton. Going to be an offensive lineman for Louisville. Maybe he can play for Rick Pitino too. Who knows? Becton! Slamma-jamma! Highland Springs says we're bringing it at home. They're up 8, 29-21 at the half. Second half, though, Verina shows their moxie. This team is super, super talented. Number 5, again getting into the scoring book, Tyrese Jenkins. Highland Springs, though, has Jordan Crump to answer. That's good for 3. Crump carrying the offense from the outside. But look at this move. Unbelievable. Count it, and the foul for Andre Watkins. Verina has a lot of ways they can score. Here's another. From deep, count it. Nothing but nylon. Number 10, Zion Ross. And then, how about some Sutherland? Beast mode. Slam-a-jam, and he's fired up. You're going to see more Sutherland later. Still in the third quarter. More Verina, top of the key, bullseye. That's good for 2. Again, Tyrese Jenkins filling up the net. So are his cohorts. So is Zion Ross. He could not be stopped from the outside. So the combination of Ross and Jenkins and Sutherland really doing a number on Highland Springs. Springer's not done yet, though. 3 ball, up and in, good. 45-43, 2-point game after 3 quarters. Can the Springers pull off the win? Verina saying no in the 4th and final stanza. Andre Watkins lays it up and in. And then late, Sutherland had a dunk earlier. Here's another monster jam, throws it down. And Kenneth Sutherland and Verina get the win. 60-48 is your final. And there's a Sweetie McSweetie. Oh, can she shoot the ball? No. The cutie on the floor for Godwin. Glen Allen curls hoops. Second quarter action. We start this in the second. The long deuce is good for Eliza Himmel. Godwin off to a good start. Glen Allen, though, gets their ducks in a row on the steal and converting high off the top of the glass. How did she do it? Michaela Williams is some sort of athlete. I'll give her credit on that. And Glen Allen again later in the second. Wow! Off the glass again. Tough shots going in. Simone Bullock. Bully knocks it home. More Glen Allen. Inside. Michaela Stanley. And yeah, if I'm Glen Allen, I give it to her as much as I physically can. And they kind of did in the first half. Godwin in trouble. But finding the cutting runner to the bucket. Always a good answer when you have Sarah Puglisi on your side. And Godwin would make sure that Puglisi had a big impact in this one. So would Haley Woods. Junior, guard, knocks that one down from the corner. More Puglisi this time, distributing the rock. That's good from the corner. Corner pocket, 3 ball. They Clark, 25-19 though. Glen Allen would have a 6-point lead. The lead would balloon to double digits when this happened. Steal, score early. Second half, Jaguars in control, Simone Bullock. And then, give me that, says Bullock. My ball. I'm taking it to the rack again. Well, she's going to call it a pass, I think. Because right there with the rebound, Michaela Williams puts it up and in for 2. Again, Godwin down double digits, but they did not panic. Find the open shooters, especially when it's Puglisi. You can't leave her open. That's good for 3. Then, Puglisi. Puglisi stops, pops, knocks down the J. And then they get a traveling call defensively. Glen Allen trying to come back, more defense. Puglisi willing the Lady Eagles on. And they will will it to victory, 46-38. Let's go to Conference 11 gymnastics meet. And there's a trio of superstars on the floor for Douglas Freeman. You are looking at Mallory Gervin, who scored an 8.825 for 3rd place overall. How about Aaron Hayes? Wow, what a move! 8.675 for her routine on the floor. They were just as gifted in all around in all the other events. Balance beam, bars, you name it. And then Cameron Shears is going to be your first place taker for, well, moves like this. Number 1 all around for the Freeman Lady Rebels, who would win the gymnastics meet. And she scored a 9.250 for first place overall on the floor. They weren't the only ones competing, however. Glen Allen. We go to the bars. Cassie Catazon. And I've always thought this was super sweet and unbelievable to pull off. Doesn't stick the landing, but poetry in motion in the air on those bars gets her 8th place, 8.175. And then on the balance beam. And sticking with Glen Allen, this is Savannah Leonard on the dismount. Pulls it off very nicely. She would not finish in the top 10 on the beam, but she had a 6th place finish on the floor. How about Mills Godwin? We stay with the beam. Erica Ryder doing her best. Good enough for a 9th place finish with a score of 8.125 thanks to moves like this. And check it out. Nice job on the dismount as well. Good for 9th place overall for Mills Godwin. Her partner in crime, Logan Gutzmer, did even better on the beam. A total score of 8.300, and she would lead the way for Mills Godwin in the event. Cameron Shears would win it, but check out that dismount. Nice job. Again, 8.300. Cameron Shears won the beam with a 9.300. Staying with the beam. The best of deep run. Caitlin Fair did great. So did Megan Fair. Caitlin Fair, 8.550. Megan, 8.375 for 4th and 5th, respectively. How about the vault? It's Camden Harris. Harrison, an 8.925, good enough for 3rd. 2nd place, Godwin's Erica Ryder, 9.050. Again, Freeman finishes in 1st. Remember, if you have questions or comments about the show, just send me an email to this address, sportswire@henrico.k12.va.us. And you can always follow us on Twitter. I can't wait to see ya next time on Sportswire.